everybody! And I'm always here to help you to discover Georgia and to make it easier for you to start any activities in Georgia. And today I'm going to talk about property investment. Until we start talking about investing in real estate property in Georgia, first of all, let's answer the question: is it worth at all to invest in real estate in Georgia or not? Benefits and some drawbacks which I'm going to mention right now. There is some of my friends who came in Georgia, in Tbilisi, invested in Airbnb business. He bought a property and he's getting now incredible rental yields. And this is one of the benefits which I want to mention about property investment in Georgia, that it can bring you up to 20% rental yield per year, per annual, and this is, I think, great. The second thing that I want to mention about doing business in Georgia, ranking of World Bank of 2018, when Georgia was ranked on 18th place for easiness of doing business. So doing a business in Georgia is pretty easy, pretty simplified for foreigners, and the government really tries to do their best to make it easier for any foreigner to start business in Georgia. And another benefits which I would like to mention about buying a property in Georgia, if you compare to any other European countries, it's incredibly cheap to buy a flat in Georgia. You can flat in Batumi, center of Batumi, up to for 30,000 US dollar, which is, I think, a pretty good price for Airbnb business flat, which works very well, especially in summer. And one more benefit that I can mention is that the prices are repeatedly growing. If you compare price for 5 years back, it can be 2 times more now, and prices of properties are increasing year by year, and I'm sure it's predicted by market specialists that price of property in Georgia will increase in a few years even more than it was. For example, I remember 5 years back you could buy a flat in the center of Tbilisi for $15,000, which actually one of my family members did, and after 2 years price of that flat was $30,000, which is crazy. And this tendency, but I need to also mention, of course, drawbacks which you can face while buying real estate in Georgia. That Georgia is not really English-speaking country, so you may face some scams, which happens in every country, not in Georgia. If you are not familiar with the market, and if people understand that you don't speak Georgian, you may get sometimes scammed, and it's Georgia is still most of the time it's based on word of mouth, and connection is very, very widespread in Georgia, in this country. So if you're not local and if you don't speak local language, it can be sometimes hard for you to find very good deal for you. But if you have good agent who can help you with finding a suitable for you flat, then this problem will be removed very easily. So as we mentioned, benefits and drawbacks about buying a property in Georgia. Now let's continue about actual steps of buying a property in Georgia as a foreigner. And I have a good news for you, that the procedure for foreigners to buy a flat in Georgia is exact same as for Georgians, and it's pretty easy. And this building called Public Service Hall makes everything much smooth, much easier, and you will just need maybe 1 hour to register your ownership for the flat. So very first step to buy your apartment is to a contract between buyer and the seller about property purchase. Later on, you need to make, as a second step, you need to sign this contract and transfer a month of property fee to the seller's bank account. And at the third step, you need to register this transaction in public registry of Georgia. And all these 3 steps may take 1 or maximum 2 hours. In 2 hours, you will be legal owner of the property in Georgia. Real estate and hospitality business is a really fast growing business in Georgia. Last years we had the opportunity to guest increasing number of the tourists, and as for 2018 we hosted over 6 million tourists in Batumi and in Tbilisi during this summer. Especially there is a boom of tourists, and next year it's projected to have 10% of more incoming tourists in Georgia. The government does their best to support all the hospitality business ideas, especially hotels and any business related to hospitality. Thank you for watching my blog posts. If you find my blogs useful, you would really motivate me by clicking red subscribe button. And until my next vlog, bye.
To stop what you're doing and listen.